My mother looked directly at me across the dinner table and said, "It's only $5,000, Ananya. Stop being selfish." No one spoke. At 25, I had spent most of my life watching my younger brother, Rohan, receive opportunities I was expected to live without. He attended an expensive private school. I went to a public one. When he wanted to learn music, my parents bought him an instrument. When I asked to study technical drawing, my mother told me it was a boy's thing and said I should learn to cook instead. I studied anyway. I borrowed books, worked part-time, and eventually earned a partial scholarship to study architecture in Jaipur. I graduated with honors. Only one person from my family attended the ceremony. My grandmother, Dadi. Dadi was the only person who had always believed in me, without asking me to prove my worth first. So when her chronic kidney condition became worse and doctors recommended surgery in Delhi, I made myself a promise I would pay for it. I worked as a technical draftsman at a small architecture firm. I accepted extra projects and tutored children on weekends. I stopped buying new clothes. I skipped trips with friends. I brought food from home. For 7 years, I saved every rupee I could. I secretly called the account Dadi's Fund. Meanwhile, Rohan moved from one failure to another. He dropped out of college, opened a clothing store that closed after 8 months, planned a delivery app that never launched, and lost money on cryptocurrency investments. Every time, my parents rescued him. He's still young. He's finding his path. He just needs one more chance. No one ever said those things about me. Then, one Monday morning, I checked my bank account. $5,000. I cried alone in the office restroom. After 7 years, I finally had enough. I scheduled Daddy's appointment with a specialist in Delhi and collected the hospital estimates. Her surgery was only weeks away. Then Rohan got engaged. His fiancée, Priya, came from a traditional family, and my mother immediately began planning an expensive wedding. 2 weeks before Daddy's appointment, our relatives gathered for an engagement dinner. During dessert, my mother cleared her throat. "We still need money for the wedding," she announced. "The venue, decorations, jewelry. We're about $5,000 short." My body went cold. Exactly $5,000. Then she turned to me. "Ananya, you've worked for years. You must have savings. You've always been responsible." I already knew what was coming. "This is the perfect time to help your family." "Mom," I said carefully, "I do have savings, but that money is for Daddy's surgery. The appointment is already scheduled." My mother shook her head. "Your grandmother's surgery can wait a few months." I stared at her. "She has lived like this for years," my mother continued. "But your brother only gets married once. We cannot embarrass ourselves in front of Priya's family." One of my uncles joined in. "Family helps family, Ananya. You'll get married someday too. Then everyone will help you." I looked at Dadi. Her hands were trembling. She barely touched her dessert. Then my mother said the words I would never forget. "It's only $5,000, Ananya. Stop being selfish." Selfish. I had worked 6 days a week for 7 years to help my sick grandmother. Rohan had lost thousands of dollars and never been called selfish. I wanted to scream. Instead, I carefully placed my spoon on my plate and said nothing. My silence made everyone uncomfortable. "Ananya?" my mother asked. "Did you hear me?" I nodded, still silent. If I spoke, I knew I would either cry or say something I could never take back. Daddy finally interrupted. "Let the girl think, Sunita. Mother, we need an answer, and you will get one," Daddy replied. "But not by humiliating her in front of everyone." That night, I could not sleep. The word selfish kept repeating in my mind. By morning, I had made a decision. I would not scream. I would not beg anyone to understand me. I would show them the truth. Over the next 2 weeks, I gathered 7 years of bank statements. Every small deposit, every month of savings. I collected Dotty's hospital documents and the complete estimate for her surgery. Then I spoke to Suresh, our family accountant. I asked him to calculate how much my parents had invested in Rohan's failed projects. The total was far more than $5,000. One evening, while I organized the documents, Dotty sat beside me. "When I was young," she said, "my savings were taken to help my brother start a business." I looked at her. "Did you agree?" No one really asked. "Why didn't you say anything?" "Because they told me a good daughter stays quiet and helps." She held my hand. "But silence does not always mean agreement, Ananya. Sometimes silence is simply how we survive." "I don't want this to happen again," I whispered. "Then stop it," she said. "But remember, there is a difference between revenge and defending yourself." 2 weeks later, my mother called another family dinner. This time, only my parents, Rohan, Daddy, and I were present. "We need your final answer about the $5,000, my mother said. I reached into my bag and placed a folder on the table. "I have an answer." I opened the folder and placed my bank statements in front of her. "This money represents 7 years of my life." I pointed to the deposits. Weekend tutoring, extra projects, clothes I didn't buy, trips I didn't take. Then I placed the hospital documents beside them. "This is Daddy's surgery estimate." My father leaned forward. "The cost is exactly $5,000, I continued. "That is why I have $5,000. This money didn't accidentally appear in my account. I built this fund for her." My mother shifted in her chair. "The surgery can still wait." "Can it?" My voice became firmer. "Do you know how much pain Dotty feels every night? Do you know the doctors warned that delaying treatment increases the risk of serious complications?" My father looked surprised. I realized he had never even asked. "I spoke to the specialists," I said. "The sooner she receives treatment, the better her chances." Then I removed the final documents. "And this is what our family spent on Rohan's projects." Rohan immediately looked uncomfortable. "Ananya, that's in the past." "I know." I looked directly at him. "I'm not showing this to humiliate you. I'm showing it because there is a pattern." I turned toward my parents. "When Rohan fails, you call it learning. When I succeed, you treat my success like a family resource." No one spoke. "I have to justify every rupee I save." Rohan never had to justify thousands lost on failed ideas. Then I looked at my brother. "And Rohan, this hurt you too." He frowned. "You never had to develop resilience because someone always rescued you. You thought that was love. Maybe all of us did." I closed the folder. Then I looked at my mother. "You called me selfish." She lowered her eyes. "So tell me, Mom, what is selfish? Saving for 7 years to help a sick grandmother? Or asking someone to surrender 7 years of sacrifice to finance a more expensive wedding?" My mother opened her mouth. Nothing came out. "I am not giving you the money." The table went completely silent. Not because I hate Rohan, not because I want his wedding to fail. I reached for Dottie's hand, but I will not put a party above her health. I looked at my grandmother. "The surgery is happening, Dottie." Her eyes filled with tears. Then my father spoke. "Ananya is right." My mother stared at him. "We failed her, Sunita. We always expected Ananya to sacrifice, and we protected Rohan from every consequence." My mother looked down at her plate. "I didn't realize I was being so unfair," she whispered. For the first time in my life, she admitted it. I started crying. "I don't need you to feel guilty forever, Mom. I just need things to be different." Rohan stood and walked toward me. "I'm sorry, Ananya." He hugged me. I never thought about what my choices cost everyone else. The wedding plans changed. Rohan and Priya chose a smaller ceremony they could actually afford. Priya admitted she never wanted to begin her marriage with debt and resentment. Rohan found a stable job at a logistics company, and 3 weeks later, I traveled to Delhi with Daddy. Her surgery was successful. Months later, she was walking again, cooking again, and laughing in a way I had not heard in years. Rohan and Priya eventually married in our family courtyard, surrounded by flowers and traditional lamps. It was not extravagant, but it was beautiful. One afternoon, Daddy and I sat together in the courtyard. I always thought being a good daughter meant sacrificing myself, I told her. And now, she asked. I smiled. Now I know love does not require you to disappear. It has been a year since my mother called me selfish over $5,000. I still remember the silence at that dinner table. But my silence was never weakness. It gave me time to gather the truth, and when I finally spoke, I did not need to scream. The documents were on the table. The truth was in front of them, and one clear no was enough. Because real family love should never require one person to disappear so someone else can shine.